At Noranda, we're in the aluminum business. But this isn't a story about aluminum. It's a story about people and the land and greenhouses. Most of all, it's a story about what can happen when a company combines a large commitment to doing the right things the right way and to getting the results in partnership with others in its communities. When Noranda employees tell their friends they're going to Jamaica on business, they get a lot of envious remarks, because this is the image of Jamaica that comes to mind for most Americans: beautiful beaches and relaxing resorts. And that is certainly an important image for the Jamaican island and economy. But the Jamaica where Noranda works looks much more like this, not something you're likely to see in a travel brochure. Besides being blessed with stunning tropical beaches, Jamaica has an interior that is rich in bauxite, the key raw material for producing aluminum. So while Noranda is a U.S.-based company and substantially all of our aluminum products are sold to U.S. customers, our roots are in Jamaica. Through our bauxite mining operation there, in partnership with the Jamaica Bauxite Institute, we invest a tremendous amount of money into the Jamaican economy. Jamaica is still a developing country, and about 20% of the people are involved in agriculture in some way. Any food that can't be grown locally is imported, which makes those items very expensive. Many Jamaican citizens rely on crops and livestock produced on their own land as a source of food and income. Farming is rarely easy, regardless of the environment. But in Jamaica, the geography of the island, in and of itself, presents some particular challenges for agriculture.
One of the things that people don't realize is that as you go around the country, 3/4 of the island is limestone, which is the host for the bauxite. You will notice that there's no surface rivers or water, and there's a reason for that. These are elevated lands. Now, why I say that is that these areas, although they have abundant rainfall, there's no water around. So for bauxite, it's very good, but for farmers and farming, there's no water.
Bauxite mining in Jamaica is very different from large-scale strip mining because the bauxite ore is located so close to the surface in numerous, relatively small deposits. To mine an area, we first remove the topsoil and preserve it so that it can be replaced once the bauxite's been mined. This process of restoring the land to an appropriate use after mining is called reclamation. It involves careful planning, and besides replacing the topsoil, it typically involves contouring the mined area and planting several types of vegetation. At Noranda, we're proud of the results of our work to reclaim mined lands. It's an important part not only of our legal obligation as mine operators, but also as part of our duty as corporate citizens in Jamaica. We take our responsibilities to restore mine lands to an appropriate use very seriously, because the reclaimed lands can provide sustainable economic benefit to our local communities. It takes hard work and partnership, but we are doing it.
Mining and bauxite mining gets a bad rap because they say that when the bauxite is mined out and reclaimed, the land is of no use for agriculture or for anything, and it's because of mining. Not really so.
When you begin to understand the geography, you realize that until you solve the problem of water, you still haven't done much to improve the situation for the farmers. Our partners at the Jamaica Bauxite Institute are important players in helping to address this issue.
Now, traditionally, the farmers in these areas are used to 2 crops per year because you have 2 rainy seasons. At the Bauxite Institute, we have done a lot of work in terms of research and what really can be done with these mined-out bauxite lands. And we have realized that the reclaimed lands can be as good, if not better, than the lands before mining if you do it smart. So we were always looking and searching for methods that would help to give the farmer a better advantage.
I'm John Gordon. I'm a mining consultant now with the company. My first love was agriculture. And when I joined the company, I came in as an agricultural officer. The farmers around knew me. I was always willing to assist them in wherever possible. So whenever they had agricultural problems, they came to me.
Our Jamaican employees have many close ties with their communities. They hear firsthand about the challenges the farmers face. But they do more than just listen. They're actively working on ways that Noranda can go beyond reclamation to be a part of a greater solution. That's how Noranda became involved in helping farmers build greenhouses.
At Noranda, we wanted to find ways of assisting farmers, because we have hundreds of farmers who we normally have an agricultural program that they benefit from out in the field.
Earlier efforts to introduce greenhouse farming in Jamaica demonstrated the potential. However, those greenhouses were difficult to scale up or sustain because the greenhouses were very expensive and, on their own, didn't address the water issue. So our Noranda team focused on ways to make the greenhouse solution an effective one for the farmers.
From the beginning, I know it would have been a good thing for Noranda because we were looking at sustainability and we wanted to find out how do we assist farmers to improve their standard of living. So for us at the time, Noranda, we were very confident that this idea, put into a project, the farmers would buy into it.
When I discovered how enthusiastic the farmers were, I decided to take them to an area to the eastern side of St. Ann by the name of Walker's Wood, where we had a cluster of greenhouses. When the guys went and when they saw how well those farmers over there were doing, they came back and decided that each man is going to build a house for himself. We built 3 houses and we gave it to 6 of our farmers, 2 persons to a house.
It really didn't take much for me to commit to at least the first pilot project of 3 greenhouses. And having done those 3, what pushed it beyond the initial 3 was not their enthusiasm now, but the enthusiasm of the farmers. We saw the output and we saw how they embraced it and they went full speed ahead. So we were quite open to continue to supporting the project.
It did so well that the participants became pretty pleased with the results. So we got them going. But greenhouse construction can be pretty expensive.
Right now, there are 3 main materials that we use to construct greenhouses. We use metals, treated wood, and lumber. But the metals and the treated wood very expensive, and we have that as a situation where some farmers could not participate in the program because of the high cost involved.
A 3,000-foot greenhouse, which is 100 by 30 feet, can run up to 1.5 million Jamaican dollars.
We decided that we'd try to reduce the cost as much as possible. So we decided that the hills around us, we would go into them and cut hardwood lumbers to do the construction.
We're very happy to see what Noranda Bauxite has been doing with respect to reducing the costs to build these structures. They have embraced it in a very simple way, one way that can be easily adopted by the ordinary farmer, and that is by using indigenous material in the form of wood.
We actually realized that when the woods are reaped at a certain time, the longevity of the wood is at its best. So the local farmers informed us that reaping the wood during the first phase of the moon ensure that insects would not affect the wood and the life of the wood. These local wood would be as much as the treated lumber and the metals. So therefore, that's a very important part for us where the local materials are being used and the lifespan of the greenhouse has not changed from using the imported materials. And that has really pushed the program at Noranda, where most farmers now are able to reap their wood and construct greenhouses very, very fast.
The construction cost went down 50%. Now, to further reduce the cost of the construction, we decided that the farmers would work as a team, helping each other to construct the house. Instead of going out to get a carpenter or some plumbers or things like that to do the houses, we ourselves would do the construction. And we found that it worked well. The company decided that it would aid them by providing the covering material, the drip irrigation, hoses, etc. and fittings, and we got the thing off to a pretty good start.
Over a relatively short period of time, some really exciting things started to happen with the construction of these greenhouses. As a company, we contributed basic supplies and organizational skills. The local farmers contributed their knowledge of the materials available locally and provided most of the labor. Working as a team, Noranda and the local farmers created a sustainable solution, one that can make a significant difference to Jamaican agriculture.
At present, we have constructed 42 houses. This is within a 2-year period. And we have 5 more houses under construction.
For greenhouses to be successful, using new technology of drip irrigation was critical.
For us to succeed in production, water harvesting is a must.
Using mined-out pits to harvest rainwater, I think it's something that we will have to pursue even more, because trucking or piping of water is very expensive. And if you can have God-given water there and managing it through solar pumps and drip irrigation, it's a formula for success.
We now have a sustainable model for building greenhouses at a cost where farmers can start making their money back in as little as a year. We're also making progress toward a water solution by locating the greenhouses near reservoirs built into reclaimed mining areas. But our Noranda team in Jamaica wasn't through innovating just yet.
A second idea came up that we should introduce it into the schools.
So in taking it to the schools, I think you're doing 2 things. One, you're getting a new set of people who could be interested in agriculture. And 2, you're getting the kids who can then go home to help their parents in the greenhouse aspects.
This greenhouse was made possible after I had a discussion with the president of Noranda here in Jamaica, Mrs. Pansy Johnson. And I spoke to her about the possibility of her sponsoring a greenhouse like this for the community.
The position that Pansy took was a master stroke.
If you understand Noranda's community program, it's heavily geared towards education. I also sit on several school boards, so it was really a very easy fit.
We have now this very, I would say, elaborate greenhouse, which under normal circumstances we could not afford.
To date, we have donated 5 greenhouses to schools in our area, and the plan is that we're going to do 3 additional schools each year.
We have approximately 700 to 800 students in the program, and they are doing excellently well.
Recently, a principal told me that he has now gotten renewed interest from his students in doing agriculture. They are seeing it as new technology, different type of agriculture, so they're embracing it a lot more.
This has taken it to another level where they can apply their chemistry, their physics, their biology. And you find that more students are showing an interest in doing agriculture now.
Education is in some ways the most important part of making the greenhouses sustainable for the farmers of Jamaica. By engaging the schools, we're helping young people discover a viable career path that didn't exist just 10 years ago.
If we are able to put at least 5 greenhouses in the Brownstown area, we could transform the way we farm here in these parts. And I believe that York Castle High School, partnering with Noranda, can be the catalyst, creating further development in agriculture in these parts.
As more and more greenhouses are constructed, farmers can grow crops year-round. This increases the agricultural output many times over traditional methods that yield only 2 crops a year. That means that people are not only able to put better food on the table for their families, they're able to sell some of the produce in the markets and put extra money in their pockets. This leads to a better life for the farmers going forward.
In greenhouses in Jamaica, we have realized some 10-folds in terms of production of the traditional crops that we do grow in greenhouses. Other crops are being slowly introduced into greenhouses, and quite similarly, they are giving us much better yields than we're getting from open field.
With the introduction of greenhouse, the farmers will be involved in all year production. So we can plan our marketing strategies better, and we can supply our markets on a continuous basis.
By selling produce to the resorts that generate tourism dollars in Jamaica, we've come full circle. we're able to identify another use for reclaimed land, a use that can make a positive contribution in the lives of the Jamaican people. At the same time, we're extending our partnership with the Jamaica Bauxite Institute and with the people who live in the areas where we mine.
Because the tourist sector, which is adjacent to us here, can take more than what we can produce, and not talking about the local demand for food crops. So I think the commercial aspect is tremendous.
Every chef's dream is fresh ingredients, fresh produce, which is supplied on a daily basis and which can be produced on a daily basis, which a chef can come to the market and he can buy what he like, and then he can go back to his property and prepare the meals according to the satisfaction of the guest.
At Noranda, we have two #1 priorities: do the right things the right way and get the results. The greenhouse program delivers on those values in a tangible way with positive results for everybody. We're getting the raw materials needed for our vertically integrated aluminum company. Jamaicans who depend on the land for food and income are getting ideas and resources to make greenhouses a sustainable part of their lives.
The entire idea of this greenhouse is a win-win for everybody concerned. It's certainly a win from the farmers, and when you talk to them, you get the excitement and the appreciation coming out of them. It's a win for us because it really complements our reclamation.
The future of the greenhouse program in Jamaica is extremely bright. I think it will help to push Jamaica agricultural sector to new heights.
The greenhouse story is a powerful one. It's a great source of pride for Noranda people in Jamaica and in the U.S.
I mean, from where I'm coming from and the help that the first one give me, the things that I do for help myself with the first one, I realize that having another second one, I will go further.
I know that the greenhouse approach to farming in Jamaica has tremendous future to deal with the food situation. Because we can and should be producing so much more food and not be importing any of this. And Noranda should be commended highly for this. They will go down as a pioneer in really getting this off the ground in a successful and meaningful way.